Hi everyone, we're going to evaluate the definite integral of cotan cubed x dx over the interval pi divided by 4 to pi divided by 2. So we'll get started, and I'm going to break up cotan cubed. I'm going to write this as the integral pi divided by 4 to pi divided by 2. I'm going to write this as, so this should be dx, cotan, and then this is going to be cotan of x times cotan squared x. And so cotan squared x is just going to be cosecant squared x minus 1 dx. All right. Then I'm going to distribute, and when I distribute, I'm going to do pi divided by 2, pi over 4, and I'm going to distribute those two. All right, minus, I distribute that one, and I'm going to write my integral again to save room. And that's just going to be cotan of x, which is actually cosine of x divided by sine of x, dx. So this right there is cotan of x. Now, I'm going to use substitution on these. So basically, what I'm going to do is write this as, for this first piece, I'm going to let u equal cosecant x. Therefore, derivative of u equals negative cosecant x cotan x dx. So when I write this first integral, I'm going to have the integral, and I'm not going to worry about this because I'm going to substitute it back in. I'm going to write this as u, because I can write this as cotan x cosecant x times cosecant x. So substituting in, I have a u, and these two are just going to be negative du. In fact, I can change this to change it like that. So when I do this part, we'll just keep this part in mind when I write it on the next slide. Now for this part, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to let u equal sine x. Therefore, derivative of u equals cosine x dx. So basically, this part here is going to be the integral of 1, or just put dx, du divided by u. All right, so these are our two integrals. So let's write that out. Integral of u du minus the integral of 1 over u du. So when you integrate this, this is just going to be, and I'm going to substitute it back in a minute. This is going to be u squared divided by u, and this was actually negative du, right? All right. And then, so it's going to be negative, pull the negative out, minus, this is going to be ln of u. Now, substituting back in, we get negative 1/2 cosecant, because our u for the first part was cosecant, and then we have the squared of x, minus ln, and our u for the second part was sine of x. And now we can integrate back to our pi divided by 4 and pi divided by 2. So we plug in the pi over 2, and cosecant of pi over 2 is just going to be 0. So that's just going to be 0 minus sine of pi over 2 is 1. So that's ln of 1. All right. Minus, now let's plug in our pi over 4. That's going to be, when you plug in pi over 4, you're going to get 1 here. So that's going to just be negative 1/2 minus ln, and sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2, or you can just call it 1 divided by square root of 2. Now simplifying this further, we're just going to get ln of 1 is just 0. So we have these two negatives here. So what I can do is just write this as 1/2, pull out a 1/2, and write this as 1 minus ln of 2. Because this, remember, 1 over square root of 2 is just square root of 2 divided by 2. And that's your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.